Yo, what's going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to another Locals feature match. We are in round 3 for the week, and we have yours truly on the left playing Marincess versus my friend Johnny on the right playing Blue Eyes. Yeah, Blue Eyes Punk. I shouldn't say it's like pure Blue Eyes because there is a punk engine in there, but yeah, really interesting deck. My man Johnny always comes up with some spice to throw a wrench in everybody's plans at Locals. So hope you guys are going to enjoy this one. I do lose a die roll after we tied. I rolled an 8 like 3 times in a row, and he rolled a 9. Unlucky. But my opponent is going to lead with a copy of Dictator of D. Yes, this is not a meme. I saw this card get activated, and I was like, there's just no way this is actually happening. What on earth is this man playing? But yeah, it's a real deal here, folks. While you control a Blue Eyes monster, you can choose the attack targets for your opponent's attacks. And then it says you can send one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand or deck to the graveyard as cost plus on this card from your hand. So we're gonna see him basically summon that by dumping a Blue Eyes normal Ash, try to go to Hulk, and I do hit the Hulk with the Imperm. Understanding that no matter what deck your opponent's playing, if you see them summon Hulk and try to resolve the effect, if you have Valor or Imperm, or at least something like Ogre or Ash, definitely, like, you should pretty much always try to stop the Hulk from resolving. It's a pretty solid card. I'm going to go ahead and normal summon Blue Tang on my turn. Luckily, the Imperm on the Hulk is enough to stop him. He does tag into a formula on the res of my Blue Tang effect. I dump the Spring Girl. I then try to link into a Slug and attempt to add back the Spring Girl, and my Blue Tang is going to activate 3, activating all 3 Marincess cards. Very rare sighting there. 3 very good cards. I take the Wave in the situation, which I think was the safe play looking back. I think that was the smart play, but he's got Skill Drain. So normally, like, Skill Drain isn't like I don't want to say Skill Drain is always a big problem for Marincess, because there's plenty of ways to link climb into your big links. And you can make them huge with the field spell, but, you know, the missing link ends up being the field spell here for me. I am, like I said, able to play underneath it by still summoning monsters to the field by using hand effects like, you know, Seahorse and Spring Girl, or Reborn spells like Dive. Speaking of, we mill a second copy there off the Spring Girl. We then go into the Anemone. With the Seahorse, obviously not using Anemone effect under Skill Drain. Just want to, you know, link it off, get it in the grave to get a card back, and then go into Marbled Rock. That way my Wave is now live on his turn. We run out of the formula and we pass turn. But I just really need to see, like, Battle Ocean right now, because I know kind of what's going on here. I know that, you know, Blue Eyes Jet Dragon's a really big problem. I mean, just summoning out big beaters that don't really care about Skill Drain that much is also kind of problematic, because he can just keep running over my monsters, and I have to burn a ton of resources under Skill Drain to kind of try to get back up to a big Link 4. And, you know, even have a chance at, like, outing some of these things. But if he has, you know, if I don't have Battle Ocean, it becomes very, very hard to do, because the Marincess Link monsters on their own aren't really strong, like the Link 4s. Like, Bubble Reef is the strongest at 26, and then, what is it, Wonderheart at 24, and Argonaut at 23, so it doesn't really help me out in this situation. I would have loved to have negated the attack, with the... or, well, stop the attack, essentially, with the Marbled Rock there, but obviously he can't because of the Skill Drain. He crashes his Dictator of D just to trigger the effect of Jet Dragon. Since a card was destroyed, he can summon it from the hand or grave. And now it's just a big 3k beater that I really am going to need to answer in the next few turns or so. He's going to go ahead and activate Prosperity here, going for 6. Really cross out Deer Note, Blue Eyes, Prosperity, Xiamen, and a copy of Sage. With Eyes of Blue. It's been so long since I've seen this card in a deck, but very, very cool to see. He's going to go ahead and pass turn there, and another turn where I do not draw Battle Ocean, and really don't have any direct way to get to it right now without absolutely just hard drawing it or finding it off of Pot of Desires or something like that. So now at this point, I'm kind of in the mindset of, like, okay, I need to get to a point where I can just stall out long enough and try to avoid as much damage as possible without, you know, well, you know, stall long enough, essentially, like, just put up bodies on field to where he can't just kill me in one turn. Like, he's going to need a couple turns, or just keep throwing out bodies until I can draw into Battle Ocean. Because, like I said, obviously with Skill Drain up, Sea Angel isn't going to be searching it. And, you know, I just keep trying to resolve Blue Tang effect turn after turn here. Excavate 3 to try to find the Battle Ocean here. Reveal 3, reveal Paskless, and a Sleepy Maiden. I'm like, okay, I'll take the Sleepy Maiden here just because it's another extender I can grab at this point that doesn't require an effect on field to go through to be able to summon it. You know, I can just summon it from hand and climb into a bigger link. You know, I could go for Bubble Reef right here, like, you know. Oh, well, I actually don't even think I could go for Bubble Reef. Yeah, this one extender is not going to be enough. I can go for a triangle, but going for triangle is not going to be enough either. Yeah, so all around rough spot to be in here. I have essentially 2 dead cards in hand. I can't Veiler under skill drain because you can't negate effects of monsters that are already have their effects negated. So you can't imperm something under skill drain either. So I decided to commit the Sleepy Maiden to the field to go into the Coral Triangle. Anemone adds back the dive, and then from there I basically just pass turn and pray that he can't OTK me this turn. He's going to go ahead and activate E-Telly. E-Telly is going to go ahead and summon out Ziamin. And at this point, it feels good knowing that he can't use the Ziamin effect, but he can use Sage with Eyes of Blue. Use its in-hand effect, the secret effect. Attempt to, I think, destroy something of his, and then summon a Blue Eyes from the deck. I do try to Called by it in the grave, and he does have a Crossout Designator to negate Called by, how ironic. So this will now go ahead and resolve, getting rid of the, I don't know if Sage destroys or sends, but either way, he's going to get another Blue Eyes Jet Dragon from the deck. And now there's 2 Jet Dragons, so now the time is really ticking here. I draw Ash Blossom for turn. I'm like, okay, I'm not completely out of it yet. I can go ahead and use Coral Triangle here to go ahead and revive 2. And then, you know, I can dive out something, and then I can link off into a link 4, and then, like, you know, use Seahorse effect to, like, summon something from hand, right? But it's just not getting me anywhere, which is, like, super, super unfortunate. I wonder if that World Ocean Dragon card that's coming out, I actually don't know when it's coming out, but it's a new card. I don't know if this card actually banishes for cost. During your main phase, you can banish as many monsters in the field as possible. No, that's all one effect. So that card wouldn't help me here in this situation. Like, it needs some type of card that can, like, tribute for cost to get itself off the field to clear the skill drain. Normally, the Jet Dragons would make it so nothing on his side of the field can be destroyed by card effects while you have 2 of them up, but of course their effects are being negated by skill drain, which is kind of nice. So if I had like a Twin Twister or something, or a Lightning Storm right now, that'd be really clutch, but it's game 1, of course, so having those types of cards in the main deck are very unlikely. We're going to go ahead and resolve Blue Tang here. Still no Battle Ocean, revealing 2 Marincess cards, though. So bittersweet. We grab the Sleepy Maiden, and, you know, I was like, you know, I could just summon the Sleepy Maiden. I think I do summon the Sleepy Maiden again. Just put up a big 2,500 defense monster. Make it a little bit harder for him to try to, like, OTK me next turn. I was also debating on committing the Spring Girl to the field as well. But this is just, like, a losing situation. Yeah, like, even if I were to draw, like, I needed to draw Battle Ocean this turn. Like, I think that's what it just comes down to. He's going to go Battle Phase, clear everything, pass turn. You know, he's just putting me on, find Battle Ocean, and then out one of the Jet Dragons, right? That's all he has to do. And, you know, next turn I draw Talents, and that's not what we need to see. So we're going to go ahead and go into game 2. And quick reminder, guys, don't forget to use my TCG Player affiliate link found in the description of all my videos. Anytime you guys shop and check out using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back in the channel and helps out a ton. So yeah, I do decide to lead here in game 2. Normal summoning a copy of Spring Girl, and go ahead and link that into the Slug. No effective Spring Girl here. Don't really need to do that. Not really worth it. So we're just going to use the Slug to get it back to hand. And we have the Seahorse play to keep playing. So we can go ahead and summon it. Link it into Sea Angel. And then Sea Angel effect, go ahead and Battle Ocean. Activate Battle Ocean. And I have Twin Twister in hand too, so that's kind of nice to have against this deck with, you know, main deck skill drain. Then we go into Coral. Coral brings back the Slug. We go into Triangle. We activate Battle Ocean and Anemone. Add back the Seahorse. We discard the Seahorse for Triangle. Go ahead and add a copy of Wave from our deck to our hand. I also have Gozen Match in the deck right now too, just only because, like, I see him put like Dictator of D, which is a dark, the Punk stuff, which is a different attribute, Hulk, right? So I think Gozen Match is like worthwhile enough against this deck to be put in the side, since I really didn't have anything else going first against a deck like this in particular. Just like Gozen Match, Twin Twisters. Hopefully I can floodgate him out like he did me last game, or if he does see his floodgates and I'm not able to like OTK quick enough, which like Marincess tends to not be able to do. It's not an OTK deck. I mean, it's one of those decks that like needs a couple turns to win, right? Maybe 2 at most, right? Depending on what you open. We do mill 1 off the Spring Girl, and of course it's a Spring Girl. It seems like Spring Girl is always milled off Spring Girl in my case. It's very, very weird. We're gonna go for the Bubble Reef here. I don't know exactly what the reason was for going for Bubble Reef over Argonaut, but there was a reason in my head at the time. I just cannot remember what it was. Yeah, he's going to activate Galaxy Cyclone to go ahead and destroy my set Infinite Impermanence. He's going to go ahead and activate E-Telly, and then summon out Zeomin. We're going to go ahead and negate Zeomin after you pay 600, and then he's going to follow up with Pot of Prosperity. I do have Ash in hand. Like maybe I felt like I didn't need Argonaut because I already opened so many other like defensive cards with it. The extra interruption I didn't really need, and I would rather take the extra like 3 draws between his standby phase and my next standby phase. Just to try to be able to end the game as quick as possible, if I am able to, interrupt him enough. So he does go for 6 on the Prosperity, and I decide to Ash that, put him on, have more plays, and he does not. He distributes sets over the Zeomin, and he goes ahead and passes turn, so we're going to go ahead and get the double draw here. And at this point, I think, we're in business here. I can definitely go for a game at this point. The extra draws and banishes from the Bubble Reef definitely coming in clutch. So we're going to start off by using the Bubble Reef effect, discarding Blue Tang to summon back a banished Spring Girl. And then we're going to go ahead and normal summon Blue Tang to go ahead and send Pascalis, so we can get that into the graveyard for follow-up next turn if we decide, or well, if we end up needing it, right, if things don't go our way here. We're going to go for Bahamut Shark, summon out the Toad on the 4th summon, activate Dive, targeting the Spring Girl to go ahead and revive. Could have summoned from deck, but there's really no reason to like try to play into Ash here if we don't have to. And then we're going to go ahead and link into Spring Girl. Spring Girl will mill 2, milling a Dive, so we'll take 200. And then we're going to go ahead and link into the Slug, summon out the Spring Girl, banish the Blue Tang. Meanwhile, the Bubble Reef has gained, I think, an additional 1,200 here off of cards being banished. And here I was debating on like whether or not I wanted to link into a Sea Angel with the Spring Girl, but like I already have Pascalis in grave. Both dives are in grave. There's real no reason in making a Sea Angel right now. So we're just going to go straight to Splash Mage. Splash Mage will revive the Spring Girl again. And then we're going to go ahead and go into Anemone. Anemone is going to go ahead and revive the Splash Mage. And then we're going to go into a quick and easy link 4. And then we're just going to go into the Argonaut here. Not to really set up as a spell trap negate, but we're going to use it just to remove the set card, because he did have to tribute set it, so odds are it has pretty big defense. And also Anemone is going to go ahead and add back the wave. We're going to bounce back the useless Bahamut Shark right now, since it can't attack already anyways. So we're just going to bounce the set, bounce the monster, and swing for a game. We are on to a game 3 situation. Don't forget to, guys, check out Imperium Duelist at the link below. They sell all sorts of amazing playmats, deck boxes, sleeves, mats, and more. I think I said playmats and mats, but you get what I mean. Amazing TCG accessories. Check them out at the link below. Don't forget to use my discount code WinnerKills, 10 off at checkout to save 10% off your entire order and support the channel in the process. I almost said 10% off your entire channel. Yeah, not what I was going to say. So, getting into game 3 here, we're going to see the Blue Eyes Punk deck go first, starting with Pot of Prosperity, excavating 6, going for Zeomin, Blue Eyes, Pot, Ash, Ogre Dance, and a copy of Dictator of D. And we'll see what card he is going to take. I see double skill drain in hand. Oh, joy. Joy is me, right? Press F. So he's going to go ahead and take the Zeomin, normal summon Zeomin, activate Zeomin. In fact, I have Ogre, Veiler, Imperm. I'm like, all right, cannot let the Zeomin resolve. There's just no way we let this resolve. Like, I'm just hoping this passes his turn and he doesn't set anything. Like, I just don't want him to get access to Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. I guess I could have, looking back, if I would have ogred this Zeomin, I could have maybe entirely played around like him being able to resolve Sage, but I just was not thinking about it whatsoever. Also, if I would have just Veilered the Xiamen, I could have held Imperm for the Jet Dragon here. Because I'm like, I'm gonna Twin Twist. He's like, oh, reminder, just so you know, nothing on his field can be destroyed by card effects except for Jet Dragon right now, which is so ridiculous. And that's just going to put a huge thorn in my side. Normal Pascalus, link into Sea Angel because it's just one of those hands, and he has Skill Drain. Now, I cannot chain Twin Twister to this because Twin Twister destroys, and, Skill Drain hasn't resolved yet. At the time, I would be able to chain Twin directly in response to make it so Sea Angel goes through because Jet Dragon is still protecting it from destruction. So, unfortunately, I just have to pass there, and I might as well leave the Skill Drain up during his turn so he can't do a whole lot. He just goes normal summons the White Stone, links it into Linkuriboh, Entei summons out of Blue Eyes, and passes turn after he gets in some damage. And now it's like, okay, now that Skill Drain is up, I can actually go ahead and activate Twin Twister here and try to resolve it to out the back row. Now, if I'm being totally honest here, you're going to see me pick up the Jet Dragon and read it. I'm like, damn, I still can't destroy anything by card effects. But then he reminded me that, oh, it's negated by Skill Drain, and for some reason, in the heat of the moment, being a little flustered, having to deal with Skill Drain again in this unfortunate situation, I was like, okay, you know what? That's right. It's negated by Skill Drain. I can Twin Twister here. So we twin, pitch the somewhat useless Ogre in this particular matchup because now Jet Dragon's going to be turned on after I get rid of the Skill Drain. So Ogre's going to be, like I said, kind of useless here. So we go ahead and normal summon the Seahorse, and we're basically just off to the races here. Now, at this point, I really am prioritizing the Battle Ocean because game one, it would have came in clutch, so I just decided to go for this route and opt to not to search Wave because I'm like, he's got pretty big monsters on his field, and I want to be able to get to a Bubble Reef or something that's going to be big enough so that he can't run it over next turn. So I just go straight for the Splash Mage line to get into Bubble Reef as efficiently and as quickly as possible, get my starter back for next turn, and equip it with 3 links, just like that. Now, I could have gone for a triangle, and then search a dive instead of Battle Ocean and still made Bubble Reef with no, attack boost, and tried to have gained the attack in the standby phase, putting up to 32, because I forgot about Jet Dragon's other effect, which, yeah, of course, this card has a ton of different things that is just really difficult to deal with if you're not prepared for it. It says here, at the start of the damage step, if this card battles, you can target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. And yeah, looking back, in hindsight here, there's no way my opponent deals with the Bubble Reef right now unless he uses that battle phase effect of Jet Dragon. And, he normals the Xiamen and brings it down and activates effect base 6. I'm like, there's no way I can't let the Xiamen resolve. Like, he's just going to get so much advantage. He has a card in hand to be able to discard off Foxy. I don't have a way to stop the Foxy. And he gets the Deer Note, he gets the Chaos Ruler, right? He's milling stones and stuff. Like, I just feel like it's better off not letting it resolve. But had I have searched the wave, I could have just waved the Xiamen, had Veiler for a potential Hulk play, and then he cannot battle phase bounce my Bubble Reef with the Jet Dragon. And then we kind of just play the control game at this point and try to, draw into more plays for next turn. I definitely misplayed this 100%. Looking back, I just prioritized the Battle Ocean, and I didn't realize that I needed Wave more in the situation than I needed Battle Ocean. Battle Ocean's great when you're in your skill drain, but I just got rid of 2 skill drain. So that means there's only 1 left in the deck, and odds are pretty low that he's not going to see it within the next couple turns, right? So I should have just prioritized getting access to Wave and foregoing the Battle Ocean and trying to get to it later turn while I'm not going to be under skill drain. At least for what I can, imagine is going to be a couple of turns, right? So definitely a misplay on my behalf. He goes to the battle phase and activates the effect, and I'm like, wait a second, this does something else. That's where I also wish, maybe I would have kept the Veiler, but again, I don't think holding the Veiler for that effect, especially if I wasn't thinking about it, was, correct. I still think Veilering the Xiamen was correct. I think going for Wave also was correct, too. And I have Ghost Ogre in hand, so I was like, I could Ghost Ogre it. But but that really wouldn't have done anything. So yeah, he just goes battle phase, bounces it. I get the add back off of the anemone, and then swings in with the Hulk and the Linkuriboh, and end phase Whitestone effect to go ahead and summon out another copy of Jet Dragon. That's right, Starlight Jet Dragon, Johnny and his private jets, and I draw Lightning Storm for turn. Feel like Elijah Green right now. Lightning Storm with the Battle Ocean up. This is why I like completely cut this card from my deck list, is because like Twin Twister is almost just better in every scenario where you're having to deal with floodgates on the spot. Like Lightning Storm is great because it has the opportunity to be a blowout, but like you don't always need it to be a blowout, and especially in some cases where you need to have back row removal that you can draw at any point in the game and have it pretty much be live. You know, with Battle Ocean being in the game and your deck is like something that's going to be up a lot of the time. It's just going to make Lightning Storm dead, which is really unfortunate. So I go ahead and link into the Blue Slug here, and I'm like, okay, you know, maybe there's a line I can take here if I use the, if I don't use the Slug, and I just go ahead and use the Battle Ocean. Well, I guess I could have chain blocked the Battle Ocean, but if I use the Slug here, he just negates it, which was my biggest fear because I didn't have a way to stop it. And I was like, okay, guess if he negates the Battle Ocean with the Baron, then I can Lightning Storm, but the Lightning Storm's only going to trade with the Jet Dragon, which I guess is okay. But I'm pretty much just going to lose right here because I should have just gotten Wave. I think if I would have gotten Wave the turn prior, that would have been game. But yeah, the Lightning Storm just not doing me any good there. My man Johnny's going to take it 2-1. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more of my content, click on the videos on the bottom of the screen right now. And last but not least, a huge shout out goes to our Divine Level channel members, our tweeters 0226, Pony Start, Cadillacs84, Justin Lamb, and HCH Cyber. Thank you guys so much as always for showing me kind and generous support of the channel.